Well, there's actually a couple. The most obvious to people is that I walk with a cane, sometimes with a walker. I have spine damage, disc issues, sciatica down both legs. That's the sciatic nerve that comes down, runs through. It's pinched at multiple points throughout my lower back. And so I have balance issues. Someone cuts in front of me, I'm going to go off balance, and I've fallen a few times because of that. The most recent addition, the reason why I have these fancy gloves, no, it's not a fashion statement, it's rheumatoid arthritis, which limits the ability of me to use my hands. Even something as opening a can of Coke or a bottle of Coke becomes an ordeal. It depends on the person. I personally, I don't have a problem. It's part of, it's not me, but it's what's happening to me. Too often people actually assume the identity of what is wrong with them. So many years ago, some smarter people than me tried to start a term, instead of handicapped, they tried to start a term called handicapable. But it's a state of mind. You know, do you allow yourself to be limited? The same thing happens with mental illness sometimes. People become the mental illness rather than this external item. It's a daily journey. You know, every time all of a sudden when my hand hurts or something, or when I turn, I wear braces on both legs, and so if I turn wrong, you know, they lock, and so yeah, it can get you down, and I just have to keep going. Oh, the students, I make fun of, I use humor about it, and especially with the student athletes, you know, this is something that I started the damage on my knees, especially back when I was an athlete myself. So, you know, and I'll have fun. I'm not wearing the full-on braces today, but you know, I'll meet students and I'll actually hit my legs, the brace with the cane, and they're like, you know, it's, take care of your bones. Students are actually surprised that you know, how mobile I am on my good days. But they are very understanding. They always do get into, they can, especially the athletes, can understand lack of mobility when they hurt themselves. And the non-athlete students also can understand. You know, they either, especially the international students who, the cultures are different, where there is more respect for those who are older and more infirmed. Oh, there's a few. It's almost sometimes, there was a portion of my life where I was actually in a wheelchair. And no matter how big I am or anything, there was always a feeling of invisibility. I was in a store talking to a sales clerk, and someone just came right in and walked right in front of me and took over. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Well, you could have heard me. I have had people rush to get ahead of me in the checkout line. You know, oh, you know, or I'm standing there with the cane and everything, and they can see the braces, and I've got one item, and they've got this full basket. The other is just the insensitivity, like I said, the rushing to get ahead of one of the, and a lot of people will sometimes make inappropriate comments. I was sitting in an airport waiting to board a plane, and they had a section of seats that were for handicapped people. And so I'm there, my wife was actually sitting with me, and a guy and his wife came over. There were seats a couple rows back, but they sat down next to us, and the guy was like, "Oh, my back hurts today, I'm handicapped." And I wanted to hit him with my cane. Because, it really, and especially when they see us sitting right there, it's disrespectful, and that is the exception. But when you see someone who has a disability, it's okay to look. We're not ashamed of it, but just be a little bit more careful. I've gone to amusement parks, and I always get a scooter because I just can't walk it. And people will actually run right in front. I almost fell out of it one time at Disneyland because of that. It's just like as if you're driving and you want to get in front of a semi. You have to give enough room, because otherwise the semi is going to run right into you. And if you do that to someone in a wheelchair or in a mobility scooter, the same thing can happen. It's just common courtesy. If you have questions, ask. That's the best way to get to know anything. But just be aware of your surroundings and understand that we don't have the same reaction time. Just like a semi, I'm gonna run you over. I don't mean to, but if you jump in front of me, that's probably what's going to happen.